Set yourself straight, learn how to live free. Addiction is a dead-end road of pain and misery. I didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't know which way to go.
Hey folks, I'm Jerry, the sober guy, and welcome to Recovery Today. Today my guest is the founder and CEO of Iron Mountain Counseling in Elizabethton, Tennessee, Deanna Irick. Welcome to Recovery Today, Deanna.
Hi, Jerry.
And did you know that Recovery Today is the only show in the Tri-Cities area and beyond that dares to take a look at alcoholism and drug addiction?
Isn't that cool?
And recovery from it.
There you go.
And we are not affiliated with any recovery organization, institution, or program.
Right.
The views here are that of you today and me on Recovery Today. Got to thank Heritage TV for allowing us to have this show on. I think it's well needed and long overdue. So, let's get rolling. Bath salts.
Oh, put me on the spot.
Somebody died from bath salts. I think in Tennessee.
Yes. Actually,
And
there's more than that. There's quite a few young people have died from bath salts across the whole country. And so there are some states that are already looking at outlawing it. It's the same as when they started outlawing, you know, some of the energy drinks at the counter, some of the Sudafeds at the counter, where you could go you go to your local convenience store or the gas station and you buy all that stuff to get you high right at the counter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where they were getting the bath salts as well.
Yeah, because I'm not really familiar with this stuff, and it's some synthetic.
It is a synthetic, just
with
like
some nasty stuff in it, obviously.
Yeah, but there's also synthetic marijuana at the gas station too. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, they can smoke this too, right?
Yeah,
Smoke it, snort it,
just like everything else.
drink it.
Just like everything else.
And see, they never stop trying to get people high.
Is it they or us? We never stop trying to get high.
I look at it as them, you know, because
yeah.
I'm on the other side now.
The big them.
You know, I used to be them.
Yeah.
But they're always coming up with some kind of strategy.
Yeah.
Something new, where people in health and wellness or government or whatever
Right.
just drop the ball all the time. Or we're not allowed to do what we do today.
Do you think
voice our opinion?
Well, true, voice your opinion. But also, do you not think that it's part of, we can't keep ahead because we don't know what the next thing is that everybody's going to try, right?
Yeah.
Because human beings are always going to try to find a way not to live in their own reality, right?
Hello.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, whether we do it through drugs, alcohol. You know, think about when you go out and you watch a music show, you know, because you love that.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't you feel a lot different when you're at a music show than when you're sitting at home in front of the TV by yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole different environment.
Yeah.
You know, there's excitement. You know, there's energy.
Yeah. So you're changing your reality.
You know, I mean, it beats watching NCIS.
Absolutely.
You know, because all I have on now is reruns.
It's that time of year, Jerry.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. You know, I said it before that, you know, I've been sober for 23 years. Mm-hmm. But if, knock on wood, there was a chance of me getting high or drunk, it probably wouldn't be because I wanted to drink or drug so bad. I think I might put myself in a situation where I get excited and the excitement. Like, you know, like I was talking on the last show when we went to Rhythm and Roots and Michelle Malone and Blue Mother Tupelo.
Yes.
Everybody in the room was going crazy drinking and they were having a good time. And for a second, well, more than a second, I got caught up into it.
Right.
You know, and I looked at these guys and gals drinking and big smiles in their face.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I looked at my buddy Johnny Ratley and I said, let's get out of here.
Right, time to go.
You know, so yeah, I mean, excitement to me is, I think, could be my #1 enemy.
Sure. Well, and you know, let's look at it another way, though, is that we all want to fit. We all want to belong. You know, we want to be unique, just like our friends. So
I'm not going there.
So if you're in a room full of people drinking and you're the only one who's not, so in our society we should say, great, you're unique. That's awesome that you can do that, but we don't.
No, we don't.
We say,
we laugh at it.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
Like I used to say to these guys that used to come to my bar back in Boston. It's one guy used to come in at 10 past 5, have a tall Miller, put it down, go home.
Right.
What is wrong with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had a family and a life.
Right.
Where we didn't.
Right.
You know,
And you were just
our
a stop
priority
off.
was our addiction.
That's right. The difference for him was he was stopping off so that he could leave work and go home. Right? And a lot of us don't have a way to switch between work and going home. You know, sometimes that drive isn't enough, so you don't always get enough re-energy. Right? So now what do? You need to have 3 or 4 drinks to be able to go home. So you're energy enough to get to the house and deal with everybody. We don't look at it as, I'm grateful to get to go home, I'm so excited to get to go home. No. I get off work and now I got to go home. And I got to listen to the kids, and I got to deal with the spouse, and I got to, you know what I mean? So we forget that this is what we ask for. We get what we ask for, and then we find out, oh, this is not really what I wanted. I thought it was going to be all fun.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. I work construction, and we go to the bar after work, and, you know, next thing I know, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, it's 1 o'clock. You know, what happened?
But you call that having fun and having a life.
And then, you know, the wife's yelling at you, you're going, well, man, I just had a few drinks. You had a few drinks for 7 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you got divorced?
Could be.
Yeah. But never blame your addiction.
Right.
Never blame your addiction.
Right.
It's because she nags me when I come home and gotta do this. He wants me to do dishes and mow a lawn.
Yeah.
You know,
and do all that stuff
I
that you
do this,
originally asked for.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
Takes me away.
Yeah.
Fills the hole. Yeah. It's like this lady a long time ago, her name was Helen, and when she was 17 years old, she found out she was pregnant, and she went out and got drunk for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then when the hangover was over and the bender was over, when she finally came to her senses, she was still pregnant.
Yeah.
So all that didn't help.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's one of the messages we try to get across here.
Right, absolutely.
You know, it just doesn't help. But this bath salt thing really aggravates me for one reason. I mean, that our government would allow this, number one. Obviously, somebody didn't do a lot of homework when the manufacturing part came about.
Jerry,
What?
let's get real.
Uh-oh.
If it wasn't
Here it
bath
comes,
salts,
Dave. Here it comes. Here it comes. No.
if it wasn't bath salts, it would be something else. You know, addicts don't say, "Oh, the federal government approved this, so this is what I'm going to try."
No. What I'm saying is they knew what was in here, the government.
Okay.
And they knew that it wasn't going to be put in your bath and take a little
That's
bubble.
not true.
How do you
There's
know
a
that?
lot of women who use bath salts for exactly what it's recommended
What
for.
is what is
To
sold
put in the bathtub.
in these stores?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now let's get real.
Okay.
If every person in the world used dope, pills, alcohol, anything, the way it was designed to be used, we wouldn't have a problem.
Well, I like the take as needed part.
Yeah.
That's how I take.
Take as needed.
Take
As many as you possibly can in one day.
But I just thought that, you know, once they figured out that 80% of the people buying this aren't taking baths.
Yeah, but, okay, so let's stop.
And then the kid comes to the emergency room and 9 people have to hold him down.
Right. What happened when PCP first came around?
Kid went to the emergency room and 9 people had to hold him down.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened the first time that you heard about, you know, opiates used as an addiction where you pumped it into your veins instead of taking it as prescribed? Same thing.
I never went to the
All
doctor
drugs.
to get my heroin.
Yeah. But you did. Heroin was originally designed and
Well, I understand
prescribed
that.
by a doctor.
But there was no MD at the address I went to.
Not at the address you went to, but at the address if you'd OD'd.
Hey, Vito, come on.
No.
Yeah.
But this drug is the same as every other drug that scares us,
No.
right? It all starts innocently. You know, it all starts as a way to help somebody. Bath salts, who would have thought somebody would have tried to take bath salts? That's just not common sense. And what you're trying to do is put common sense in an addict's mind and say, hey, this is bath salts. You probably shouldn't be using this.
But did someone all of a sudden one day go,
Yes.
or did
Okay, let's look at methamphetamine.
underground advertisement come out? You know,
Well, but that's
not
where-
only is it a bath salt, but you can get talked out of your brain on this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
the
I don't
addicts
know.
try whatever they can
I
when
just
they're
can't,
in
I mean,
pain.
being an ex-addict, I can't see me going into the bathroom in the morning and seeing the little woman's bath salts and go,
You're 23 years later. You're 23 years later. If you were 19, you certainly would.
you think
If
so?
you heard about it, you certainly would. Absolutely. You certainly would have.
You think so,
because
Michelle?
you didn't go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
you didn't go at night.
I guess I'm out of touch.
Yeah, come on, get real. Because what did you use first?
Get real.
Cigarettes. Why? Because everybody else was. Okay, then you go to alcohol. Why? Because everybody else is. Right? Then what did you move to? You didn't say, oh, I better stop at alcohol. Because those are still legal and I can probably get away with that.
Oh, I just got another question. Go ahead.
You didn't stop there. You
No, I
went to
didn't.
cocaine. You don't know what they laced it with.
No, I went to pot.
Okay, you went to pot.
Yeah.
You don't know what they laced it with.
No.
You know, because they were putting PCP, angel dust, you know, all that stuff. What was the drug they were putting in it for a while that the funeral homes use? Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, did you go buy pot and say, oh, add a little formaldehyde, that'll make me feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At 11:30, I can do this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So come on. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
no
understand that.
different.
All right, I understand that.
As we move forward, it's no different. It's just a different way to get away with something that nobody else knows about just yet.
I guess I'm out of touch. You know? I'm out of touch. Do you have a question?
Actually, I have a comment.
Okay.
You know, I've seen people who are tweaking, like crack,
Yeah.
smoking crack, and looking on the floor for stuff, and actually
Yeah.
picked up crystals of bath salts and tried to smoke it, and that's how you find out about it.
Yeah. Because
Wow,
they pass
that's
it
cool.
around. Yeah.
Thank you, Andrea. Wow. Jeez. Yeah, all right. Now,
Now we got him going, oh no, what do I say now?
2 to Zippo. All right. Now, we mentioned alcohol right off the
Right.
bat.
Okay.
Now, I say, this is my opinion.
Okay.
I say alcohol is the gateway drug. Everybody says marijuana is the gateway drug.
I
But
say
think,
cigarettes are the gateway drug. Cigarettes and caffeine.
I didn't even think of that one.
Cigarettes and
That's what
caffeine.
they're teaching in schools that cigarettes are a gateway drug.
Not caffeine, no.
Oh, of course not, because we all love our caffeine. We can't use that one. But
I'm not a big
But
caffeine.
definitely cigarettes, because they have done study after study that says kids who even take a puff of a cigarette between the ages of 8 and 12 will be addicted to another substance by the time they're 18. Right? Because what's the difference in the kids? Right? Is you smoke. What's that say?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, you know,
No, because let's
gang up
think-
on the sober guy.
That's right. gang up
You
on the
know,
sober guy.
gang up on me. You know, Dr. Pepper, get out of here. All right.
Right, because think
Yeah.
about it. Right? The first time you try a cigarette, you do because everybody else around, come on, Jerry, try this. Oh, cool, let's try
Well,
it,
I
because
saw
it
my
makes
dad.
us a big
I saw
guy.
my dad smoking.
Absolutely. So the difference is the kid who can go and not turn green, puke all over, is an addict right there. You know it, right that minute.
And then every 20 minutes, something happens up here.
And then every 20 minutes, I gotta
Smoke,
go again.
smoke,
And it's
smoke.
that quick.
Yeah, I know all
Right,
about it.
right.
Yep.
Now there are kids who turn green and they keep smoking because they want to be like everybody else. Then eventually the brain switches over and they have to keep smoking. But it's the same as the high school kids with the alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. We all think the hero in high school is the one who can drink the most. That was me. Yeah, because I could drink and nobody realized I was drunk, and then I could get everybody else home.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So that you're the big partier, you're the hero.
Yeah, I do.
In reality you're the alcoholic.
I do remember those guys in high school, but I also remember at the end of the night that becoming complete buffoons.
Yeah.
You know, where, you know, I remember, I've said it on every show, I think, you know, when I took that first drink, I went, wow.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm not insecure. Yeah. I don't have any self-esteem issues.
Right.
You know, the hole's getting filled up.
Yeah.
And then, what would two make me feel like? You know, and it was just, I was off and running for the next, I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah, and most of the time you didn't.
So that's where I think, you know, and then alcohol. Of course, you're right. I was smoking before that.
Yeah.
Alcohol, cigarettes, alcohol. Then I got on the pot. Yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to go alcohol and nicotine are the gateway drugs to the big funnel of all the other bad ones.
Sure. But now there's a lot of kids.
Because we try, it's a big ladder, man.
And that was all true. I believe that was all true 10, 15 years ago.
Today
I don't think it's
scary.
true anymore. And I'll tell you why I don't think so. Most of us as parents know what marijuana smells like on our kids. We know what cigarettes smell like on our kids. We know what alcohol smells like on our kids. They know we know. Do you think they're going to try that first? Not necessarily. They're going to try those pills because mom and dad won't be able to smell them, and they just think that I've had a bad day at school, and I can go in my room and nap, and they won't realize what's going on with me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are not doing those as a primary drug going in.
You know, and just because I do the show doesn't mean I'm an authority.
Right.
You know, I am so out of touch with today's drugs. You know, I've heard clinicians say a name of a drug. I never heard of it. I said, what is it? You know, like the Suboxone. I've never heard of Suboxone before. I didn't know it was it's the new methadone. And of course, in my medieval thinking, I'm going to say that's just like methadone. It's for people who don't want to quit.
Yeah, and
that's when you and I fight.
Yeah.
Because you came up with a good theory that I finally said, yeah, that makes sense. Where I didn't. I didn't realize if you shot 12 bags of heroin a day, and you wanted to quit, and then all of a sudden one day you only shot 4.
Yeah.
That's a step in the right direction. But medieval Jerry, loser.
Yes.
You still use it.
Yes.
It's no good.
Right.
But now I'm coming your way.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's...
Well, you know, eventually we would love if everybody would stop using. That would be so awesome for families and everything. But that's not always going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen.
You know, and so Suboxone is kind of the methadone, but at the same time, so now you're on Suboxone, it's legal, you can keep a job, you can keep your head straight. If you decide to come off of it, you know, you can slowly be tapered.
But, I mean, I believe I do know this one.
Yeah.
That Suboxone and methadone, they're harder to withdraw from than the drugs that they're taking it to withdraw from.
Absolutely.
Because I saw my buddy withdraw from methadone.
Yeah.
And it was the nastiest 4 days of my life.
It is horrible.
I mean, this kid went through just pure hell.
Okay, so let's look at it from another viewpoint, okay? And that is, if you're on prescription painkillers, okay, say you wrecked your back really bad, you're on prescription painkillers for 90 days, you're going to detox. Your body is going to say, I don't like this much. You're going to have 3 to 4 days of pure nausea, feeling bad, muscle aches, cramps, and then feel good for a couple of days, and then you're going to detox again. Because there's 2 withdrawals from opiates. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah. So, because then the cramps will start again. And that's not even being addicted to necessarily, you know? That is being bodily, physically addicted, but then you come off it, you don't need them anymore, you might be one of those people, you're done. Okay? But let's say you're not. Let's say you get in a car accident. You haven't really ever used drugs before. You're 30 plus. You know you have a family history. You've been really careful your whole life, and now all of a sudden something happens and you have to take prescription painkillers. Now you're off and running. So you've done your 90 days, and the pain isn't getting any better.
And the TIQs open up?
Yeah, because it keeps saying, no, we're in pain, we're in pain. And then here you go.
Feed me.
Yeah, off and running.
And then we're at the take as needed.
Yeah. And you're off and
'Cause
running.
I did that.
And then you're on the street. And so if we could say, if you'll go over to the Suboxone clinic, because Suboxone will help with some of the pain, go there for 18 months. You're not buying it off the street anymore. You're in a clinic. If you're in a really good clinic, they're offering therapy, group sessions, so you can learn what's happened to you. Because a lot of times you're addicted and don't know how you got there. Right? And then slowly maybe they can taper you off over so many months.
Right.
There are a lot of medications out there that are not addicted kind of medications that you don't want to quit overnight. Antidepressants, you don't want to quit those overnight.
No,
Right?
I would think not. I mean,
No, blood pressure medicine, you don't want to stop those overnight.
No.
Even if your blood pressure is, good and it gets settled back where it's supposed to be, you still don't want to stop those overnight. Our bodies adjust to what we put in it. You know my favorite one. You eat ice cream every night for 7 nights, your body's going to want ice cream on the 8th night. You are going to crave. You are going to be up, you're going to be pacing the house.
New York strawberry cheesecake.
And you're going to have anxiety.
I'd be loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I do have it every day.
I know. Or think about losing your car keys, right? You get ready to go to work in the morning. Your car keys are in the same spot they're supposed to be in, and all of a sudden they're not there. They've been there every day for over a week. What happens to you instantly when you can't find your car keys?
I go nuts and panic.
Yes, everybody does. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Where did I leave them? Okay? That is a habit of addiction, and that response is an addicted response.
That's cool. I never thought of
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay?
That makes a lot of
Because you
sense.
knock off kilter, you start getting anxious because things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Your brain goes, uh-oh. And your body goes, oh no, this can't be right. We're supposed to be doing this right this minute. Oh, wait.
Is this because the chemical structure of the brain has changed because of your pill taking or your drinking or whatever?
Yeah, well, it happens to everybody.
Because
you
it
don't
does-
have to be an addict.
Oh, okay.
to have
All
it.
right.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, all right. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no. But that's the easiest way that I can explain the initial ramification of not having the drug that you're used to taking, is that panic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went, I just went down the store the other day, and I forgot my cigarettes. And I'll tell you, I'm driving down the street, I'm going, it's no big deal. But my brain was going, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, I was gone like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was 9 minutes of hell.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did when I
Right.
got inside, lit up a cigarette.
Yep. But it wasn't just your brain, it was your whole body.
And that's where I have a thing with my brother. He gets aggravated when somebody, like say somebody's in a 12-step program.
Right.
And they're trying the best they can, because I have 2 theories on this. And all of a sudden, they go out.
Yeah.
He gets crazy, And, you shouldn't do that. And I go, he's an addict, man.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Now, I have a friend that went out, and this is what I said to him. How long you been sober, man?
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know, 16 months, 15 months. And I said, how long did you go out for? He said, 3 days. I said, 3 days in 16 months
Yeah.
for a guy that persecuted his body every day? See, that's what you taught
Yeah.
me? That's not bad.
Yep, that's not bad.
That's not bad. Now the kicker is getting back on the horse.
Yeah, having to start over is
Did
a
the brain
difficult part.
go, because the brain goes right back to
Yep.
its normal way of thinking.
does.
Give it to me, baby.
Yep,
I
it
want some
does.
more.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to think about people in recovery.
Yeah.
Those who make it on that first day and put it down, God love you. You know, it took me, I don't know, 12 times.
You know, but I think there's levels of addiction as well. I mean, let's
Yeah.
think about that. Is because that there are people who use and say, I'm not going to use anymore, and they put it down and they, no problem, right? So they don't need to change any habits, they don't need to change, their personalities don't change. Are they truly addicts?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they had problems.
Maybe they were a little above a social drinker?
Yeah, you know, they were a problem drinker, there was things going on in their life, you know, whatever. But when they put it down and nothing had to change.
Because when I put it down, my body went mental.
Yeah,
My mind went mental.
yeah,
You know, I didn't need music. You know, I could have went down to the local ice cream place and made fraps. Just put those ice cream things in my hands. I'll
Yes.
shake them up.
Yes.
And you're right. I think there's a fine line between addiction, you know, full-blooded addiction, and the social drinker that
Yeah.
maybe overdoes it once in a while.
Right.
Because I am a firm believer. If you can just quit, and you've been out there in the throes of the world, doing every drug
Right.
and drink in the world, and
Right.
and you can quit without flopping on the floor like a fish.
yeah,
Maybe you weren't that bad.
right.
I don't know.
Well, the
It's a funny
question-
disease.
Really, the question is, can you quit and not have to change a whole bunch of your stuff to stay quit?
Yeah.
That's a question.
Yeah, because, you know, like us, in recovery, or, you know, whatever recovery group you're in, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You have to change
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yes.
You can't go to the same toy shop.
Right.
You can't go to the same playground.
That's right.
You can't hang around with those old chummies anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta find new toys in a new playground.
Exactly. Just like you said, you guys were in the bar having a great time, and all of a sudden, 23 years later, you're going, oh, that looks like that might be fun. Mm-hmm. 23 years later.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. I got to barter with my boss, if you can hear me. We got to make this a long show. If you're on. When you're on, we got to make it. 'Cause you're just a joy to have on here.
Thank you, Jerry.
Michelle, thank you for showing up.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. And this wraps up another show of Recovery Today. And I'll end it like I always do. If you're out there and you're having a problem with alcohol or drugs and you're not doing anything about it, you're just spreading the disease. Thanks.
If you're out there in a Wally world and you live a life like me, it's time to make a gut check, stop the misery, go get yourself straight.